asking me, hey KK, why don't you make long form content? You know how hard it is to explain things to an edited video? It boggles my mind. Here is how you paint things that are leather. I recommend actually painting with leather because, you know, the cow's already dead. Just go for it, man. Why don't they make pig leather? You ever think about that? Anyway, when you get your gloves, make sure to clean them because often you'll find them in decrepit places. I got these from my boyfriend. He got it from a flea market. The paints I use are Angelus leather paints, and I also use their finisher. It just works out best for me. Amongst other things, you can mix it with already pre-established acrylics that aren't like made for leather. It helps you get like a larger range of colors, but I wouldn't use them individually, like use them in tandem. That was sick. You can also use acrylic mediums in order to get the, you know, affected color if you like are used to using mediums. For like line art and like other fine details, POSCA markers are fantastic. I wouldn't entirely paint your thing out of POSCA markers because that's crazy, but for like laying out your design in advance, go for it. Don't use white POSCA markers though. They are the devil. You can use them to fill the fingers to stretch them out if you want stuff to be like expanded, sometimes with more winter-based gloves. That works better, but I recommend using POSCA to draw out your design. And then you can, if you already have established color, you can have like a correcting color. I use black because the gloves are black, and then you just draw out your little design. I like the bullet nib POSCA markers. I find that they have like the best flow. It just happened that on the black, they were a bit dark, so I went back over it with red. But now it's time to get into the painting, so now this is like a classic KK painting thing. My name's KK, by the way. No one ever in my shorts comments refers to me by my name. They just say she. Like, it's bizarre. I don't think I've seen a single person refer to me by my name. It's right there. My name's KK. It's KK because my sister couldn't pronounce my full name. That's just the truth, you know? So it may seem counterproductive to draw out your whole design and then paint over the entire thing as a base color, which is what I'm doing here. Do not be mistaken. The pink is my base color. You can also use white, just pastels in general. But like, draw it out, take a picture of it, do your base layer, you're following me, and then re-put in your details as a guide. It takes a little bit more effort, but it's helpful. You have a little guide and you're gonna fill over it, but it's fine because you know what? For a third time, you can take those POSCA markers and go back over it. Life takes time. Art takes time. That's just how painful things are. But this is satisfying. Look at that. Look at those colors. You know, when I was painting this, I really quickly realized that a lot of the comments on the shorts is gonna be someone just saying it looks like the Taylor Swift Lovers album, like Taylor Swift Lovers Dragons. Originally, I was gonna paint this to be like the traditional, like red, green, you know, powerful, kind of like Chinese art inspired dragon. And then I started with the base color of pink and it just went, not downhill, I'd say uphill from there. I like how these turned out. It took a lot out of me, and I had to film one glove as a long form. I'm talking too much about my inner self. Anyway, why don't we make leather out of like pigs and like chickens? Why did cow win out? Can you make stuff out of like horse leather? I imagine you could. You know, when I was a kid, my dad used to go hunting, and if he bagged a deer, I was the child responsible to help with the tanning process. When I tell you that McDonald's French fries, when they're wafting in the air, say you're in like one parking lot, like a few doors down from a Mickey D's, the smell of McDonald's French fries smells so close to the smell of like ammonia coming off of like a deer's flesh when it's being treated with all like the materials. You have to put like 6 or 7 of those giant things of salt on a deer to like draw out all the moisture. And you put it down and it soaks up the moisture. And then you like scrape it off. You like lean it against a wall and scrape it off. And then like you have to like several times put ammonia down on it. And I'd always help my dad with that process. And so when he bagged deer, I got one of them. So I had that in my room for the longest time. And then my sister like one day asked for it and I was like, fine, because it's kind of smelly. And I was like, you can have it in your room. And she one day went out to like a Comic-Con with my dad and there was someone there who was like, I buy leather. I don't know why they were at a Comic-Con, but my sister was like, you do? How much? And it was like $120. And you know what she did? She sold my freaking hard work. She sold it. It was so heartbreaking when I found out. I'm like, girl, I gave you that as decoration because you said you'd like keep it as decoration. You're not even the one who put in the effort to make that. She didn't care. She just went for it. I still get mad. Oh my God. Are my nails that dirty all the time? So yeah, sisters are cruel. When you do inevitably finish your beautiful gloves, I recommend, I insist on putting an acrylic finisher over them. The way you do this is taking a clean brush and you just go over it in really thin layers. And when I say thin layers, I mean like one thin layer. You let that lady dry completely, I'd say like 45 minutes plus, and then you put on a second layer. And sometimes you can like, you know, you can tease it a bit, do like 1-2 layers. But the issue is that when you start to layer it up, it gets like goopy. So watch out. And you don't just have to paint gloves, by the way. You can paint purses that are leather. You can paint hats that are leather. The world's your oyster with leather, let me tell you. Jesus. So yeah, there's a short form, long form video about how my process is for painting these, because yeah, people need to know. I mean, I've learned everything about art through just like mind reading people, but for you, my friends, I use words because I love you. And I think that these gloves look really pretty and cute and lovely, and you know what? They'll probably be available on my website. And mamma mia, thank you for watching. Toodaloo.